So this is the second tutorial of how to draw male hairs, and basically we are going to take that portrait that we have sketched few weeks ago, that was edge sketch. And difference between this sketch or this tutorial of edged hairs and the Vijay Thalapathi's drawing or hairs is that these hairs of edge are literally a little bit more brownish or in golden in color, and Vijay Thalapathi's sketch hairs was darker hairs. And second difference is that the direction of hairs and the length of hairs of edge are a little bit more longer as compared to Vijay Thalapathy, and the direction of hairs of edge are literally straight in most of the time, but the direction of Vijay Thalapathy hairs was literally in so many directions. So this was the difference. So let's just start this tutorial of edge drawing. So we are going to take a mechanical pencil of 0.3 mm first of all. So see the direction of hairs first of all. If you are using a grid method, see that for the last tutorial that we have made of Vijay Thalapathy, the direction of hairs for the first box was going upwards, for the second box the direction of hairs were going downward, for the third box direction was going straight. So there was totally different directions. But if you can see the difference here for the edge sketch, the direction of grids, like first box hairs are literally going a little bit straight, then second box little bit tilted, but most of the time straight. So this was the difference mainly. So see that direction of hairs are where the direction of hairs are going. Like if you can focus on the center, the hairs are literally going on a volume type or in a left side, completely left side. So this is the hairstyle of edge basically. So see the direction of hairs, then start using your 0.3 mm pencil, which is the mechanical pencil, but keep on focusing that you don't have to shade, you have to make hairs. You should make your hairs as much as possible. If you can focus on your head also, there are millions of hairs, so practically to make those every hairs possible, it is not possible. So for that reason I will tell you that have patience and make as hairs as possible, but don't hold your pencils literally more hold your pencil a little bit more softly. Don't apply pressure. These are the basic things for base layers of hairs of any brown color or golden color hairs. So after making the base layer with your pencils, now we are going to focus on using a mono eraser. Using a mono eraser is the best thing to create highlights, but just like the length or the direction or the main thing is the length of the hairs. Like if the breadth or the direction of hairs is going on left side, use your mono eraser on left side also. The same thing or same technique that you have applied for the pencils or the base layer for the hairs will be applied for the mono eraser also. But main thing is that don't apply pressure while using mono eraser. You have to create highlights as short or as small as possible. So after making highlights, again use a 2B pencil for making the darker areas. Like if you can focus on the left hand side part of the center of the hairs of the edge, direction of hair is going left hand side, but there are some parts which are a little bit more darker in color, like dark brown or medium brown, and some part of the hairs are literally more lighter brown. So for lighter brown, use mono eraser and create highlights, but for a little bit more darker browns or medium darker browns, you can use a pencil, 2B pencil or 3B pencil to create those highlights. But don't shade, make hairs. This is the basic and most important thing. Just don't make outlines or just don't shade, make hairs as much as possible. As we have used for the base layers, the same thing will be applied for this second layer also, that use your pencils in the direction of hairs. Just don't apply pressure right now. Then next thing is that blend your hairs using your makeup brush or paint brush. I will recommend that use your paint brush, that because paint brush will give you a little bit more lighter blending and your hair direction and hair texture won't be affected. So for that thing, use your paint brush, or you can also use a makeup brush also. Then again next thing is that use mono eraser if you want to see, if you see some highlights or different type of direction of hairs, lighter hairs, light brown hairs or light golden hairs, the same thing will be applied for both things, right? So next thing is that if you see some hairs, like the hairs below ear, like if you can focus on the hairs below ear, those are the hairs which are a little bit more darker in nature, so darker brown, and some parts are black also. So for the completely black parts, you can use 5B or 6B pencil, but just don't shade. Like if you see any direction like mustache, like if you can see the beard or hairs, anything that have hairs in those parts, just don't shade those parts, make as hairs as possible, and you will have a complete different results. This was the basic things to create any type of hairs and this type of things. So if you have any questions, just comment down below. I will see you in next tutorial. It will uploaded tomorrow. So bye bye. So that was all for this tutorial. If you have learned something from this video, subscribe and drop a like. Comment down your question and queries regarding this tutorial. Meanwhile, take care of your loved ones too. Have an artistic day. Tattoos.